everyone, this is Payana and I'm back for another video about another book that I have read, because that's what I do, I read books all the time. And so today's book, because last one was a book by Emily Nothomb, which was a bit dark, and this one, so we're kind of going on with the dark theme. This is Horrorstör by Grady Hendrix, which I really love the fact that, because Horrorstör, it is set in a shop chain store called Orsk, which is a sort of Ikeaesk shop that sells furniture, and the book actually does kind of look like an Ikea catalogue, only it has a dark side to it, and it also is illustrated with products. So I found this came out in 2014, and I thought it looked very interesting, so I decided to buy it, and I wasn't disappointed. So the book tells the story of a group of Orsk employees who work in a shop, and they have been confronted with some rather strange occurrences. They return to the shop in the morning to find that various items have been vandalised in odd ways, sofas being soiled, things like that. It's all a bit strange. And this only seems to happen at night. So they decide to spend the night in the store to try and find out what's been going on. So you have a group of employees and the store manager, Basil, and they decide to spend the night in this place and discover that there's also a homeless man who's been squatting in the shop at night without anyone knowing. So they decide to have a séance to find out if there's any supernatural things going on. If this maybe not, they believe that this may not be entirely acts of vandalism carried out by human beings, but ghostly occurrences. So they decide to have a séance to find out exactly what's going on, if the shop is indeed being haunted, and they get a response from a man called Worth, I think, who is a spirit who invites them into his beehive in order to cure them of all their mental illnesses. So I think that an Ikea-like shop is a rather interesting place to hold a sort of horror story, because Ikea, I've never actually been inside an Ikea, although I intend to correct that rather soon, because I need shelves. I have a load of books. I only have one shelf. This is the only shelf I have so far in my new house, and there's a huge pile of books over there. They need shelves, so I will go to an Ikea, but I believe that they are constructed like a maze, and the reason for this, I also believe, is that it's supposed to make it so that if you kind of see an item that you like, you're forced to kind of not be able to go, oh, I'll come back for that later, and then decide not to buy it. You have to take it, otherwise you will never find your way back to it, and you will never find it again. So it is kind of created as a sort of psychological maze, I suppose, that manipulates you into buying. But oh, here's the thing you like, put it in your shopping trolley, because otherwise you will never find it again. And yeah, so I dread to think what's going to happen to me when I go into Ikea, because I am ridiculously easy to influence. So yeah, I just want bookshelves, right? I need bookshelves. Yeah, so I will go to Ikea soon. But yes, so getting back to the novel, it is told from the point of view of mostly from the point of view of one of the employees, Amy, who really hates her job. She finds it, soul destroying. It's just miserable job in a miserable place that she doesn't like. And so yeah, she has a pretty kind of dark mindset at the beginning. So her and her colleagues and their manager go into the beehive because they discover that there is a secret door into what used to be a mental asylum, and a lot of the patients from this asylum are actually still there in ghost form. So it all gets rather dark, and Worth has interesting ways of curing them from their mental ailments that he claims they have, and a lot of it involves physical and psychological torture. And because this book is made like a catalogue, you actually have the instruments of torture. They are available for purchase in this catalogue, and there's a lovely sort of description of them. Let's see if I can find another one. You have all these sort of wonderful illustrations. I thought this was really funny, and all the descriptions of these products and what they can do. Like, you can just buy them if you wish to be, tortured in this way. Then you can go and purchase this item, and they have weird names like all the Ikea stuff do, unpronounceable stuff. I thought it was very funny, even though the actual story in itself, it is rather dark. There isn't really anything funny about it. I just thought that the setting and the way that this book is constructed like a catalogue does make for quite a sort of odd atmosphere. And Worth takes them into the darkest possible recesses of their own minds. And Amy herself becomes influenced by this, because I think, if I remember correctly, he manages to sort of convince her that she's worthless and her life's not worth anything. And she does actually manage to escape from the building and wants to run away and leave the rest of her colleagues and Basil and the homeless man still in there. Only she decides to prove Worth wrong and turns around and goes back in to face all these ghosts and to face this demon of a man who does these terrible things. So yes, it is rather intense horror story, and I did really enjoy it. I thought it was wonderful, and the ending is interesting as well. I thought it does kind of echo what it's like to sort of be an employee in a world where you're really not appreciated. I don't know what it's like to be an Ikea employee. I actually have a friend who works in Ikea. I don't know what she thinks of it. I say friend, it's not someone I'm very close to. Maybe I should ask her. Maybe I should have done that first. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yes, if you like horror stories with a sort of comic twist to them, then I do really recommend this. I thought it was very, very amusing Ikea catalogue with a dark side. So yes, I will go on a trip to Ikea somewhere around the middle of the month, I think, because I don't get paid until the 13th, I think. So yeah, as soon as I get some money, basically, I will go and buy some shelves, and I will definitely show you what it looks like, because right now it kind of looks rather pathetic. This is what we have, basically. Just a massive, great big pile that has collapsed on a couple of occasions. It's looking alright at the moment. I have these ones here by my bed, the ones that I like to keep close, and over there, the rest. I actually haven't got back all the books of my collection because I'm still missing. I put them all at my dad's house, and I haven't got them all back. I haven't got them. What are you doing? Oh god, that's why they fall over, isn't it? Look! Ugh! Cat! What are you doing? Oh, you like having them there, don't you? It's a sort of stepladder for you. Hey? So yes, this has been my moving house with a lot of books saga. Everyone knows how terrible it is when you move house and you have a horrifically large book collection like I do. And I know people with a book collection that is far larger than mine. And I guess that's why some people now turn to Kindle-like machines. I'm still not convinced by these new electronic book reader things. I once sat through a conference that was 7 hours long, and to be honest, I slept through most of it because I was exhausted. But and the seats were very comfortable and it was lovely and warm, and I did sleep through most of it because honestly, I didn't honestly care about these machines, and I don't. I see them in shops and I'm like, I'm not buying one. But I guess they kind of have their use, especially for students. But some of it was interesting. There was a guy who came and he was explaining how the screens worked, and that was quite interesting. I woke up for that bit, and yeah, so some aspects of it are interesting. But I like having my huge collection, even though it takes up a lot of room. It drives my boyfriend insane. Wall insulation, remember, and yeah, moving house with them. But I did it, and I will do it again. It's a commitment that I am prepared to go through with. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm doing a lot more rambling than I normally do at the moment, but yeah, I am very happy with my new house and the fact that I have all my books all in one place. So yeah, anyway, on which note I will say, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all soon.